They were masters of their environment. They had a complex social life and a unique way of raising their single chick each year. Life was good. The dodo was a success story. Then, in 1598, everything changed. Dutch sailors, the first humans to settle on Mauritius, landed on its shores. For these sailors, the island was a much-needed rest stop on long sea voyages, and for them, the dodos were ... well, easy food. These birds had never seen a predator before. They were naturally fearless and curious, so they would waddle right up to the humans, not understanding the danger. This misplaced trust made them incredibly easy to hunt. Sailors could simply walk up and club them. It was a brutal, one-sided encounter. But here's a common misconception. Humans didn't hunt the dodo to extinction. Sure, the hunting took a toll, but it wasn't the main killer. The real culprits, the silent assassins, were the animals the sailors brought with them, either on purpose or by accident. I'm talking about pigs, dogs, cats, rats, and even monkeys. Imagine you're a dodo. For millions of years, your only concern was finding the next ripe fruit. You lay your single, precious egg in a simple nest on the ground because there's nothing around to harm it. Suddenly, your world is overrun with new creatures. Pigs, with their powerful snouts, trample through the undergrowth, destroying nests and eating eggs. Rats, expert climbers and scavengers, swarm the island, stealing eggs from right under a parent's nose. Cats and dogs, skilled hunters, prey on both the chicks and the adult dodos, which had no defenses against such predators. The dodos were caught in a perfect storm. Their home was being destroyed, and their next generation was being wiped out before it could even hatch. The very strategy that had made them successful for so long, laying one egg on the ground in a predator-free paradise, became their fatal flaw. They couldn't adapt quickly enough to this sudden, overwhelming threat. The invasive species were relentless. For every dodo an adult human might kill, these new animals were wiping out dozens of potential future dodos by destroying their eggs and young. On top of the predation, the humans were also destroying the dodo's habitat. The sailors and settlers began clearing the dense forests of Mauritius to make way for settlements and farms. They cut down the very trees that provided the dodos with food and shelter. The native fruit trees the dodos relied on were replaced with crops like sugarcane, so the surviving dodos found themselves with less food and fewer places to hide. They were being attacked from all sides. It's a heartbreaking picture, isn't it? A species that had thrived for so long was completely undone in less than a century. The last confirmed sighting of a dodo was in 1662, just 64 years after humans first settled on Mauritius. It happened so fast that, for a long time, people weren't even sure the dodo had been a real animal. Some thought it was just a myth, a sailor's tall tale. It wasn't until the 19th century, when a large number of dodo bones were discovered in a swamp on Mauritius, that the scientific community fully accepted its existence and its tragic extinction. So, why does the story of a bird that disappeared over 350 years ago still matter so much today? Because the dodo wasn't just a bird. It was a warning. It was the first time that humans clearly recognized that their actions could cause another species to vanish from the face of the earth forever. The word dodo became synonymous with extinction itself. The forces that wiped out the dodo habitat destruction and the introduction of invasive species, still two of the biggest threats to wildlife today, all around the world, from islands to continents. Native animals are struggling to compete with species brought in by humans. Forests are still being cleared at an alarming rate. The dodo's story is a powerful reminder of our responsibility. When we enter an ecosystem, we carry the power to disrupt a balance that took millions of years to create. The dodo wasn't stupid or clumsy. It was a specialized, unique creature perfectly suited to its world. Its world was just changed too drastically, too quickly. The dodo's fate teaches us a vital lesson about ecological fragility. It shows us that even a species that is successful and well adapted can be incredibly vulnerable when its environment is suddenly altered. We can't bring the dodo back. Its extinction is permanent, but we can honor its memory by learning from our past mistakes, by working to protect endangered species, restore habitats, and be more mindful of our impact on the natural world. We can prevent other animals from suffering the same fate. The dodo is gone, but its story lives on as a singular call to action for conservation and a somber reminder of what the world stands to lose. Let's make sure its story is one we never have to tell about another species again. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating and important as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the natural